Hey, your favorite Haitian therapist. So, today we're talking about mermaids. And I know you probably heard about a bunch of stories about them. I remember growing up listening to my parents discuss some of the stories when they were growing up. And as an adult, I would have to say that I'm starting to believe that these stories are true. I do believe mermaids do exist. No, I have not come into an encounter with them. But there is something about the Caribbeans discussing the sightings of seeing these mermaids that made me think, yeah. So what are your mermaid stories? I would love to hear from you guys.
On the real, I seen a mermaid though.
Oh, don't go into this story. We just told us this story the other day. See, our music touch everybody.
Listen, right? Listen, I'm gonna tell you this story. Cause I'm from Haiti.
Now, mind you,
you know what
he left Haiti when he was 7 years old, right?
No, I didn't leave when I was.
Okay, how old were you?
I was 8.
Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. 8. Okay, so when you're 8 years old, you remember things. Like I remember my grandmother's house being 20 times bigger than it was. But go ahead, Melissa.
We was in the backyard, and then where we lived, they had the beach. You know what I'm saying? In the back. And then I was just sitting, because I was always a kid that was just weird, So I was just to myself in the back, just kicking up. And then I seen this lady, and then I just seen the face. So I thought it was somebody, like, in the water, like, like swimming.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, little boy.
No, hey, little fella. That's what she said.
No, but I'm saying boy, fella, it's the same thing. Don't play me
That's
out.
just I'm just
She
trying to get
said it in Creole.
I'm just trying to get it word for word.
If I said in Creole, y'all ain't gonna understand.
Right,
so
man,
she didn't say hey, little
She was
fella.
a Haitian mermaid.
She was a Haitian mermaid. Yo, why you playing me out?
I'm saying
I ain't telling my story.
No,
Yo,
tell the story. Come on, man. I'm just playing. Go ahead.
I'm done, man.
Tell a story.
Nah, man, you just played me out. The Haitian
No,
mermaid.
I'm saying.
That's like,
it's important that we put that. That's a piece of information that.
Hey y'all, so lately all over my For You page I've been seeing people discuss all type of things that they have experienced in Haiti. I've seen a few people talk about things that they're like supernatural things that they've experienced in Jamaica as well, but I'm telling y'all, there's so many type of things that goes on in these Caribbean countries that you have no idea. Like they're talking about how people in their families have been abducted by mermaids. Some have returned with riches and look totally different and have no memory of what happened. Some have a little bit of memory. Then they're talking about how some people in their family, they witness shape shift into other creatures. Like this stuff is crazy because you think you only see these things in movies, but they're very real. I would love if y'all would share y'all stories to me and tag me and mention me in them. You, kidnap you, take you, or whatever you want to call it, they're going to take you to their underwater world. So if they take you underwater, of course they're going to give you the ability to breathe underwater. If a mermaid abduct you, it's most likely going to be for a reason, whether it's to enslave you, impregnate you, marry you, or just to do whatever they want to do to you. The list may go on. So with that being said, if they have you down there with them, they're going to give you the ability to survive underwater. Some say that if a mermaid kisses you, it gives you the power to breathe underwater. Or maybe if they just touch you. But whatever they do, if they're taking you down there with them, they're going to give you the ability to be able to breathe underwater, to survive and do what they tell you to do. Okay, so this comment immediately made me want to discuss how Disney and these children authors and different people that make movies about all type of things that people think are good, but in reality, they are not what you think they are. Disney and people want you to believe that this is the idealistic mermaid, a beautiful girl with a coconut bra and a tail. But in reality, mermaids are the complete opposite of what Ariel is. Another example is Ring Around the Rosie. They try to make these things super kid friendly so people won't think that they're bad. But in reality, Ring Around the Rosie was not a good children's nursery. It is a proven fact that Ring Around the Rosie was made around the 1600s about the Black Plague, also known as the bubonic plague. The bubonic plague was a plague that was one of the biggest pandemics in history that killed over millions of people. But with that being said, Disney and these children authors know these things are bad. They just want us to believe that they are good.
Through the flat bridge in Jamaica.
My mother used to tell me about this. Now, she didn't live in Jamaica, but has been there a few times. However, the stories I remember were wrapped around lore of mermaids, so it kind of makes sense. While it is said that all of these people have driven off the side of the bridge because, well, there's no sides built, mainly because of all the bad energy and the people and slaves that were there. Their energy and spirit resides underneath that bridge, and people drive over it and just get pulled in. Now think of that with the sirens. It was told to me that people can drive across the bridge and hear beautiful singing. The next thing they know, they're driving off of the bridge and being lured to the bottom. Now, I've never been to Jamaica. I've never been to this bridge. However, if I go to Jamaica, I'm not going to be anywhere near this thing. But it's really interesting to hear other people's story and recounts from what has happened there.
What do you see in the water? Or is it just me?
Flat bridge in Jamaica. Let's talk about it. So if you live in Jamaica, you're from Jamaica, or you just know about this bridge, you would know that this is one of the oldest bridges there is in Jamaica. So this bridge was constructed and built by the slaves in the mid-18th centuries. So hundreds of slaves died in the process of building this bridge. And what is weird about this bridge is there is no railing. As you can see, that this bridge does not have any railing. They have attempted to put new railings up. They've tried to find every way to put railings up on this bridge, but it will not stay. So some people think that it's the ghost from the slaves that died hundreds of years ago in the process of making this bridge, or is it the mermaids that lie beneath this bridge that's taking these railings down and causing these mysterious car accidents?
This is how a Haitian mermaid in Haiti really looks like. You're going to see a mermaid sitting on a rock singing and brushing her hair. If you get close to it, it's going to grab you under the water, and when you go underwater, you breathe underwater. The mermaid is not beautiful like they say they are. They have multiple eyes, long teeth, and etc. Just ugly. If they ask you to go on land and give beans, rice, or bread, and you bring the things they ask for, they will keep you under the water and use you as their slaves. If you bring them the wrong thing, they aren't going to let you go. They don't need you, basically. You sit till they take you back to land. Under the water in Haiti for mermaids, it's like a castle there, and it's beautiful and very deep. If you wanted to escape, you can't. Only they can let you go. That's why my grandma said, if I go to Haiti Beach and I hear a mermaid singing so beautiful, do not go. Basically, they sing so we can follow their voice. So what if I told y'all mermaids just may be real, but they mainly live in Caribbean waters or places like Jamaica, and where they practice a lot of black magic?
The fishermen on South Island, New Zealand, for instance, caught a suspicious-looking animal.
Part 2 of my grandfather telling me stories about mermaids while he worked as a fisherman in Guyana. Now, we've only really discovered 5% of our oceans, so I definitely now do appreciate the stories that my grandfather would tell me. And he would also mention to me, if I'm ever going to go deep into the water, be careful, because he was really traumatized of what he saw.
So what if I told y'all mermaids just may be real, but they mainly live in Caribbean waters or places like Jamaica, and where they practice a lot of black magic?
This is how a Haitian mermaid in Haiti really looks like. You're going to see a mermaid sitting on the rock, singing, brushing her hair. If you get too close, it's going to grab you, take you underwater, and when you get underwater, you're going to be able to breathe. The mermaid is not beautiful like they say they are. They have multiple eyes, long teeth, etc., just ugly. If they ask you to go on land and give you beans, rice, or bread, just an example, and you bring them what they ask for, and then it says in parentheses, you're supposed to do the opposite. They will keep you underwater and use you as their slaves. So, and if you bring them the wrong thing, they aren't going to let you go. Okay, and these are the pictures that they have on the post. It's fucking creepy, my guy. Look at that shit.
Look at how fast this mermaid swims back into the water after she realized that she was being recorded. There's no way a human could swim that fast over a rock.
The rumor I was told is if you see a woman calling you into the water at the beach in Haiti, don't go because she a mermaid. And she will take you underwater for years, teach you voodoo, and then bring you back ashore. My aunt got taken for about a month. When she was 13, they brought her back in white clothing, a dagger, and jewelry. She didn't speak for a year afterwards. When she finally spoke, she said they told her not to speak or they'd come for her. But she said they treated her well. In West Indian folklore, I believe it for sure. They be taking our culture and putting it in movies for a reason. Then this girl goes, they change it to like, how is a mermaid from a Caribbean white? Example, Pirates of the Caribbean / Little Mermaid. And then this guy right here says, from what I was told, the mermaids ask you for something, you bring the opposite. Because if you bring them what they want, you'll basically be a slave. I know a lady in the hood. My dad is from Leogane. She always told us a story where she was taken to the ocean and don't remember much after that. Everyone thought she was even dead. She came back from the same beach a year later, not a clue of what happened, except that she was missing a finger. And then right here she says that everything was...
I found the girl on Twitter and she said a mermaid took her grandma's sister. So I'm gonna read y'all this thread. So basically this how the story go. Some family members on my grandma's side in Haiti do roots. They had to do a sacrifice, so they brought her little sister to the ocean and the mermaid had to take her. The parents were promised 3 years later to bring her back, but they didn't let them see her for that long, literally a minute, then took her back under the water. They changed her into a mermaid when they took her. Mermaids are huge, ugly, they look demeaning, and they have very long hair, and their tail is very long and sharp. They are not nice at all, they are evil. They are human form. When they approach, they look very beautiful, then they transform and their eyes are red and scary. Every year they see her one time only, but the parents passed away. To add on, when they brought the daughter to see the parents, they had her covered up and was told not to scream or say anything or they would put her underwater, and they also made sure she was asleep.
It's your favorite Haitian therapist here. So, you know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words? So, when you look at this picture that I'm about to show you, I would like to read some of your thoughts in the comment section. So whenever I go to Haiti, I always obtain a piece. I love the imagery that I see and bring it back home as a reminder of my beautiful country.